questions. This problem exists because, similar to the problems, detail how these causes impact individuals. If outlining causes doesn't seem to fit, then you might want to consider using the effects. What are the impacts of these problems? They're probably causing some type of effect to happen. For example, the problem of pollution causes the effect of smog. Again, you will want to detail how these effects impact people. You should have at least 2 causes or effects. Point 3 in your body are the solutions. In this format, you should come up with at least 2 solutions. One solution is going to be governmental or social, and the second is something that individuals can do. With the governmental or social solution, what can be done on a big scale to fix the issue? Next, with the personal solution, what action can individuals in the class take to solve the problem at hand? You should have at least 2 solutions. And finally, the conclusion. Conclude your speech with a recap and reiterate what steps you want your audience to take. Use language to get them to imagine the worst and then the best case scenario. End with a strong final sentence. Okay, this is your outline. Ignore the Blackboard thing. We don't use that anymore. Okay. So that's just an overview. Now let's go over some of the steps. We have some steps that we have to take. So step 1 is to develop an outline of your persuasive speech. You will find the materials in this folder for you to develop an outline for your speech. Take time to develop your outline. Do not wait until the last minute. Okay, so we have the persuasive speech outline template. We have 2 templates here. Once you select a topic, begin outlining your persuasive speech. There are 2 templates attached, and you will need to consider whether the problem cause solution or cause effect solution format will work best with your topic. Putting together an outline does take time. Don't wait to the last minute. You will need to have 5 sources in your speech. Consider using the library website or use articles from reputable news sources. Okay. All right, so let me see. Okay, we have the problem cause solution template, and then we have the cause effect solution template. Okay, these are identical, except for if you look at parts 2, this will be outlining the problems, or in this one, you're either outlining the causes. 3, you're either out in part 3 over here, you're outlining either the causes or you're outlining the effects. Okay, so other than that, these are the same kind of templates. So I'm going to just use the problem cause solution template for now. You'll need to complete an outline for your persuasive speech. Your outlines should be thorough and should demonstrate that you have thought about the content of your speech. You don't have to hand this in, but this is a great way to organize yourself for your speech, because this is a longer speech. You want it to be organized. And it's also going to coincide with how you're going to be graded anyway. So it's a good idea to just follow this template, okay? You've got a title of the speech, the specific purpose. I plan to persuade the audience of what? That's great to have that specific purpose. So think about that. Okay, let's start to break it down. So you've got your introduction, you've got your attention getting device. Detail how you will start your speech. Grab our attention. This should be it could be a story about someone or something happening. Okay, then I want you to state your topic and the significance, and you can cite a source here too. Okay, about why this is significant. Relate your topic to the audience. Why should they care? And then preview your points. Problem, causes, solutions. Okay? Use transition statements. Okay? This is just an example. There are 2 main problems that I want to discuss with you today. These problems are blank and blank. Okay? Either use that wording or use some kind of transition statement. One of the best things is great is when I'm just watching somebody give a speech And, think about it like you're taking somebody on a journey. You're driving a car, okay? I want to go from point A to point B to point C to point D, okay? Let me know, make it very clear when your introduction is done. Make it very clear that we're going into your problems now. Make it very clear we're going into the causes. Make it clear we're going into the solutions. Even if you have to overtly say it, I find that better. I like to follow along and make it very clear, because you will see, and I have seen this before, students try to do their own thing and try to just say, oh yeah, I'll just wing it. And it turns out to be a mess. Okay. Obviously every speech you give doesn't have to be like this, but this is a great way to think about structure in a speech, and think about we have to follow along, and you will lose people's interest if you're just wishy-washy all over the place. This is a great way to structure it, make it clear and obvious where we are going with the speech. Boom. Okay, so we've got the introduction out of the way. Problems. State the problem. Number one, here's proof that it's a serious problem. Cite your source. Just say exactly where this is from. New York Times, 2018 news article, that sort of thing. Okay. Here's how this problem impacts your life, the audience's life. Some people say this isn't really a problem, okay? Because you want to highlight what are people saying. This is how you get good at persuasion, okay? You can't just ignore when people are going to try to refute you. You want to get ahead of it, actually. So tell us why some people say that this isn't really a problem, but you say that they're wrong, and here's why, okay? Explain a story showcasing this problem. Move on to problem two. Here's proof that it's a serious problem. Cite your source. Here's how this problem impacts your life and the audience's lives. Some people say this isn't really a problem, but I say they're wrong, and here's why. Explain a story showcasing this problem. Transition statement. Here we are. We're moving on. Now that we have looked at the problems, let's consider the causes of why these problems exist. There are two causes, blank and blank. Causes. Cause number one. Here's proof that this is a serious problem. Cite your source. Here's how this problem impacts your life, the audience's lives. Some people say this isn't really a problem. I say they're wrong, and here's why. Explain a story. Same thing with cause number two. Okay. And now we're transitioning to the solutions. Now that we looked at the problems and causes, let's explore some solutions. Solution number one, government solution, or what can we as society do as a whole? Here's how the solution works. Step one, step two. Here's proof that this solution would work. And then let's go to solution number two. The personal solution, what can you do as an individual? Here's how the solution works. Step one, step two. Here's proof that this solution does work to solve the problem. That could be another source. It could be something. Boom, you're done. We got the problems. We got the causes. We got the solutions. Now we're ready to land the plane and bring it home. Transition statement, conclusion. Review the main points. What did you just go over? Call to action and repeat the solutions. What can we do? What can society and the government do? Because if you don't act, what could happen? These are the consequences that could happen if we don't act. But if you do act, this is why things will be so much better. Okay. And then a final sentence to really just bring us home. One last good sentence. Okay. This is going to be your final slide, because remember, we're doing the slide, which we're just about to go over next, is your appendix. Just put your sources at the end of that one. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so we did the persuasive speech outline template. We have a student example. This is an example of a complete outline for the persuasive speech. You are not submitting your outline for a grade. However, having each part of your speech thought out before you present can help you easily complete this assignment. Okay? The student example looks something like this. I'm not going to go through all of this. We have the title of the speech, the specific purpose,